everybody, welcome back. This episode we head out to Indy for the Indy 800 Cleetus and Cars event in Indianapolis, Indiana, 2025. We'll go ahead and say I apologize. We're filming this intro and our outro actually outside of the track. We filmed all of our footage and our camera caught no audio. So as you go through this, you're going to kind of get a perspective from spectator, and we're going to do some music just behind it so you can kind of see what it looks like to hang out at one of these Cleetus and Cars events. And we're going to show you some clips. We go into the vendor area. You get to see a little bit of that. The YouTube meet and greet. There's drag racing. There's alcohol cars there, rail and funny cars. It's a great time. He's put on a great event. So stay tuned, check it out, and see what it looks like to be at a Cleetus and Cars event. So just to give a little bit of perspective here, these cars are going about 240 to 260 something miles an hour in these shots at roughly, I want to say it was like 6 seconds and under. Crazy impressive alcohol cars. You can see kind of the puff of smoke as they take off from the line and really let it rip. So, I mean, these things were crazy how fast they were. So here we wander through the crowd, like the vendor area. This is also the area where the YouTuber meet and greet was happening. Heatwave Sunglasses was there. They were like the title sponsor for the event. You can see as we kind of progress on, the crowd's just crazy. There's a ton of people here. Sick the Magazine was here. You had an opportunity to meet Tom Bailey, the guy who has basically created the drag and drive scene that is as strong as it is. Not necessarily created, but he's really pushed it with Sick the Magazine and Sick Week. Next to him, you can meet Steve Morris, Steve Morris Engines, top rated engine builder in the drag racing scene. He has a wagon that's pretty awesome. Then there's Kyle Wade and his Routacy. You can see the gigantic turbo on this thing. He made a pass throughout the day. It was pretty awesome. We actually had an opportunity to meet these guys at World Cup last year. His mom there in the booth. Super nice lady. Folks at Fun Haver, also super awesome people. We saw those guys at Fort Fest last year at Bowling Green, Kentucky. And always a good time. Plumber's Crack, the super awesome burnout van, along with some more super awesome fans. Everyone's dressed up, having a good time. Some more burnout and drift car stuff. The burnout ice cream truck, always a favorite. The thing does wicked burnouts. There's Klaus the Barbarian, a gentleman who owns that by the name of Neil. Super nice guy. I got an opportunity to talk to him for a little bit there. More audio that was sadly lost in the GoPro. And then we flip over and you can start seeing some of the other vehicles that were there. These guys were set up. They had the short bus there in the background, jamming beats pretty much all weekend long. Having a good time there. And then on to Mr. Wade's burnout Chrysler minivan that is turbine powered. This thing did a wicked awesome burnout. You can see him meeting fans. Kevin Smith's car there. There's Drewzy's burnout truck. Mr. JH Diesel, he was there. We saw him throughout the day. All these guys were out by their trucks earlier in the day doing meet and greets and signing autographs. LS George and his burnout car. There was James Tall, or Jack Stay and Jimmy, and his burnout truck. And then there's Ty the Fabricator. He was there with his Mustang throughout the day, signing autographs and being super great to the fans. Always. There's Neighbor, the probably coolest thing on Cleetus's channel, just because of the dedication to that car. The newest build of the fleet, Crouton. Cameron Johnson put that together with the guys from the shop as a 30th birthday present. Then there's the Dale truck. The Dale truck's got a ton of love here lately. Dale Jr. got to drive it. Everyone's probably seen it on YouTube. Very cool stuff. On to monster trucks. So this is the start of the Indy 800. They kicked it off. They had monster trucks. On to the Van Prix. So it's a little far away there. You can kind of see it in the background. This is where they usually do minivans, and they hit the jump and they race for a certain number of laps, hit the jump. It's a great time. It's super destructive. This year they opted to do a thing called the PT Bruiser, and they basically use PT Cruisers for this. Also super cool. And if you keep watching, you will get to see off the left side there, Speedy Cop hits the ramp and lands almost at a 90-degree angle and actually flips the car, goes through a fence, and almost ends up in the pond. Crazy good action. It was a great time to watch. To the main event, the Indy 800. The pyro at this event throughout the evening was pretty awesome. The race was excellent. It was a great change up. Clay Millican has done great throughout the race. You'll get to see here the turn of events that happened. Ty gets out in front early. You'll see that throughout this, and he holds on to it for quite a while. I actually thought he was going to pull it off. So, Unfortunately, he didn't win it, but keep watching here and you'll kind of see who ends up taking it all. Here we can see Kevin Smith has gotten around Greg Biffle through turn 4. Crowd's on its feet, and just like that, Kevin Smith wins the Indy 800. The fan on the left there as they cross the finish line was probably the funniest thing I've seen all night. He was clearly not excited that Kevin Smith won. These guys put on a heck of a race. Not to be left out is the end of the night show, the pyro. The fireworks at Cleetus' events are always next level, and this display does not remotely let anyone down. Top-notch overall experience, just top-notch throughout the evening, making sure that everything was the best that it could be. This pyro is just stellar. Just take a look, keep watching, enjoy yourself. right, gang, so that's going to wrap it up. Again, I apologize for the fact that we lost all of our audio for the event. It was a fantastic time. I will say this: Cleetus puts on a heck of an event. He does a top-notch job. It was a good time. They kind of keep things moving and rolling as best they can. They were dealing with potential weather blowing in, everything else, and they kind of got things on the move and got it moving. The fireworks display was, as you saw, spectacular. Did a good job there. The Indy 800, the Crown Vic race was excellent. The PT Cruiser, Bruiser, Van Prix, excellent. Speedy Cop, flip the car over. You got to see some of that. It was a great time. I took my dad, Tom, with me, and he also has raved on the time that he's had going to that event. So kudos to Cleetus. We appreciate the ability to buzz over there and go check it out as an up-and-coming YouTube channel ourselves. We definitely have a lot of respect for a guy that's turned something like what we're doing and the empire that he's created. So with that being said, we do appreciate your support. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. As always, that's how we continue to grow. Make sure you check out our website at www.torquepp.com. It's the first link in the description. Make sure you're good to each other. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.